This is my Mark L. Lester collection. Again, this is a name that most people probably won't know, but you will know some of his movies. He's directed some cult favorites, that's for sure. And Mark L. Lester, what I like about his style is he goes over the top. He goes that extra mile to be more violent, to be just more unintentionally funny. And the first film I own of his is Class of 1984. Now, in the early 80s, this is part of the revenge run, like The Exterminator, Savage Street. It's part of those films. And this has a nice young teacher who starts a new job in a very seedy part, start teaching in a seedy part of a city, and he clashes with the leader of a gang, and this kid is absolutely psychotic. He even beats himself up, beats the shit out of himself in the bathroom in order to fool people into thinking the teacher hurt him. And, this kid's gang, they end up, raping his wife, and the teacher sets out for revenge. And really, really graphic film. Here's the box art without the slipcover. And just a great, great grindhouse, gritty revenge film. It does go over the top with the violence. That would bother some people, but if you're a cult fanatic, yeah, you're going to love this film. It's great. Then, in 1984, he directed his first big studio film, Firestarter, a Stephen King adaptation for Universal Pictures. And because it's a Stephen King film and it's a bigger budgeted film, he subdued his style. This one's not near as over the top. You can still tell it's a Mark L. Lester film, but it definitely lacks his trademark over the topness that 1984 had, and much more pronounced in his later films. 1985, he directed the Arnold Schwarzenegger film Commando. Now this is Mark L. Lester's best known and arguably my favorite film of his. It's a bad action film, but it's made to be bad. He relished in it, and he went he tried his hardest to make Arnold Schwarzenegger seem bigger than life, stronger than any man imaginable, showing him carrying large logs, and he has Arnold Schwarzenegger say a lot of the cheesy James Bond-esque one-liners, like stick around after stabbing a guy with a knife. He goes over top with the violence. Arnold cuts guys' arms off, blows away, 60 guys. Arnold in this, he actually flips a phone booth over his head, and my favorite scene is he holds a guy over an edge of a cliff, and the guy's pleading for his life, saying, "The Matrix, you said you'd kill me last," and he goes, "I lied," and then drops him. It's again, a bad action film, but a great action film at the same time. It's made to be this way, and because of it, it has a huge cult following, and that is one of my favorite cheesy action films from the 80s. It embraces what it is and runs with it. And this is, I had the director's cut on DVD, but there's not a whole lot of extra footage. A little tiny bit of extra violence, but that's it. So if you're going into this expecting like a half-hour extra footage, no, it's just a few little scenes. So then in 1990, I have Class of 1999, kind of a pseudo-sequel to Class of 1984. It's Mark L. Lester, the same idea behind it. It's about the future of schools and what's going to happen to our youth. But he switches it up a bit. Where in Class of 1984, the kids are what became bad. Well, in Class of 1999, it's the teachers. The kids are gangs and everything in this film, but the teachers are cyborgs sent in to deal with the kids that are running amok. And of course, the cyborgs malfunction or are programmed to be that way by a corrupt agency, and they start killing off kids. And it is again graphically violent, over the top, but just wonderful. Mark L. Lester really nails it with this one too. I mean, this Class 1984 and Commando are like the three must-own Mark L. Lester films. And don't let the cover art fool you. This Lionsgate cover art makes this look like a modern made for a Sci-Fi Channel piece of crap that rips off Terminator? No. Sure, it has cyborgs in it, but this is much more entertaining than just a Terminator ripoff by this crappy cover art. There was a sequel to this, Class of 1999 2. So that really makes it odd. You got Class of 1984, followed by Class of 1999, and then Class of 1999 2. That makes a really fucked up title scheme for a trilogy. But that sequel, Mark L. Lester had nothing to do with, and it's complete crap, to be honest. So, and then after that, he directed another bigger budget action film for Warner Brothers, Showdown in Little Tokyo, starring Dolph Lundgren and Brandon Lee. Again, over the top, outrageous one-liners. Very enjoyable for its type, not near as good as Commando, in my opinion. Dolph Lundgren does some crazy shit to make him look larger than life, like Mark L. Lester attempted in Commando. You know, like he jumps over a car, he can flip over a car by himself. Brandon Lee's the smart-ass sidekick cop. You know, it's a buddy cop film. This film has probably the most jaw-dropping one-liner I have ever heard in an action film. In the middle of a firefight, Dolph Lundgren is naked because he was having sex beforehand, before getting attacked, and Brandon Lee turns to Dolph Lundgren and goes, "If we die, I just want to let you know you have the biggest dick I have ever seen on a man." Really? How did Brandon Lee say that freaking line with a straight face? I could not believe he said that. Oh my God, I bet his father rolled in the grave after he said that line, and just one of the most outrageous one-liners ever in an action film, and you got to see this movie just for that one-liner alone. And after Showdown in Little Tokyo, Mark L. Lester directed a few more, mostly direct-to-video films, and he still directs today, but it's all made-for-TV crap. So this is really the last film with, you know, that really over-the-top, wonderful Mark L. Lester style. So, but I wouldn't consider it the best of the ones I own. Definitely Class of 1984, Commando, and Class of 1999. So that is my Mark L. Lester collection. If you want cheesy, over-the-top kind of films, then Mark L. Lester's the name for you.